Okay, class. So today we're going to be learning how to count by fives. You should already remember from last year, so we're just going to do a quick review of some of the key facts that are involved when skip counting, particularly skip counting by fives. So first things first, when counting by fives, the number is going to either end in a 0 or in a 5. And let's just go ahead and put some numbers over here that end in 0. So 0 and then 10 and then a 2 and a 0. So that's 20. And then a 3 and a 0. That's 30. And then a 4 and a 0. And that's what? 40. And then a 5 and a 0. And that is 50. So these are all numbers that end in 0. And then we have a 5. And all we need to do now is get a bunch of numbers that end in 5 in order. So we can do a 1 5, which is 15. We can do a 2 5, which is 25. We can do a 3 5, which is 35. We can do a 4 and a 5, which is 45. And we can do a 5 and a 5, which is 55. And we just pretty much continue that cycle. So if you see, we can just keep going in order. To get where we're trying to go. So 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. This is how we count by 5. We continue to do that cycle. So we go from 0 all the way to 5. And then we go from 5 back around, or we can go around this way. But we want to, let me take that off. What we want to do is we want to go in this pattern: 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. That is the pattern that we want to go into. Okay? So we know that when counting by fives, we're only going to go from 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5. We're going to continue that cycle. And all we have to do is count the next number that comes next that either ends with a 0 or ends with a 5. So I'm going to show you again, but this time in a much easier way to read. So we're going to start with 0. And then we're going to go to 5. And then we're going to go to 10. And then we're going to go to 15. Oops, I'm sorry. 15. And then we're going to go to 20. Good. And then we're going to go to 25. And we're going to continue that cycle. So after 25, what do you think? 30. And then we're going to have 35. And then we're going to have 40. Oops, I should have put that in red, huh? Then we're going to have 40. And then we're going to have 45. And this cycle continues. We continue to do this very thing. We keep going from 0 to 5, 0 to 5, 0 to 5, 0 to 5. We're going to continue this pattern all the way up to 100 and beyond that. Anytime we want to count by fives, even if we're in the hundreds, we can say 105, 110, 115, 120. What if we wanted to count with 500? We can say 505, 510, 515. What if we wanted to do 10,000? 10,005, 10,010, 10,015. It is the same cycle. No matter what we do, no matter which numbers we use, we're always going to end with the next number that ends with 5 or 10. That is how we're going to count. So if we wanted to count by fives, we're going to go straight to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100. Good. And the thing is, guys, a lot of times we all forget this number. We all forget 15, and we say 5, 10, 20. But you cannot forget 15, and I know it's so hard because all of the other numbers ending in 5 have a 25, a 35, a 45. But the thing is, you have to remember that we're in the tens, and there is a 1, 5. We're in the teens. You know, we have 10, 11, then we have 10, 11, 12, then we have 13, 14, 15. And 15 ends in 5. So you cannot forget 15. We're in the ones. So we have that 10, and then we have the 15. Now over here we're in the twos. So we have the 20. We're in the 20s rather. And we have the 20 and the 25. So when we're in our 10s, we have the 10 and the 15. And when we're in our 20s, we have the 20 and the 25. And when we're in our 30s, we have the 30 and the 35. So never forget this 15. 5, 10, 15, 20. And the rest is easy. All right. Good job, boys.